up, everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am so excited to share with you guys a different style of training I have taken up most recently. I have switched to complete unilateral movements. So if you follow me on Instagram, then you probably already know a little bit of why I'm switching to unilateral, but for those that don't, I've kind of recently noticed an imbalance in my physique. And I first noticed it from stage shots from whenever I was competing. I could visibly see a difference in my muscularity. My left side just looked a little underdeveloped from the right side. Well, months later, I'm not only seeing the differences, I'm feeling the differences, and it's been causing a lot of issues. You know, I'm not as strong on that left side. So I've recently been doing some fascia stretching, some mobility work, and now I am taking it into the gym and switching to some really focused single arm, single leg, glute, all of the above unilateral workouts to try to get that left side up. So today we're gonna do a full upper body unilateral, and let's get to it. All right, so the first movement that we are doing today is a seated dumbbell military press, but we again are doing it unilateral. So I'm gonna do all of the first reps and set on the left arm because that's my weaker arm. I wanna start with that. And I'm also gonna do 2 more reps on that left side, and then I'm gonna switch it over to the right side. You wanna just make sure that you are going right below parallel and then coming up full extension, but you don't wanna go so high that you come above your head. You wanna keep that tension on the shoulder. I get both of the dumbbells up. One that is resting, I actually just have it kind of resting on my shoulder. If you bring it out, then you're just gonna be working that shoulder right there. That's a good way to result in an injury as well. Keep kind of a wide stance so that you can stay balanced. And if you feel that you're toppling over, then you probably wanna just drop the weight. The weight that you should be using on a unilateral movement should not be that heavy at all.
Nobody can take that away from you. Oh, straight from the heart. No playing games. You gotta be true, true, true. You gotta be.
All right, we are moving on to rear delt. This is actually not a unilateral movement. I'm not doing this entire day, just totally unilateral. So I'm training 2 upper body days and 2 lower body days with a focus of unilateral. A high rope pull is where you just bring it up and back. But to get even more of a pump, what I found is bringing it from up, back, and doing an external rotation. That's gonna really help you focus right there.
Nobody can take that away from you. Oh, straight from the heart. No playing games. You gotta be true, true, true. You gotta be.
Okay, so I'm out of breath. Holy shenanigans. I'm telling you, the unilateral stuff is like so much more work. So we're doing higher reps on this. Because we're doing that rotation, it's pretty sketchy on the joints, or it can be. So I'm keeping the weight lighter. Initially, what I'm just doing in general on this complete new program is taking the weight down, really focusing on each muscle, getting that mind to muscle connection so that I can get this left side to kind of match that right side. All right, moving on. I'm trying to mentally prepare myself for this next movement because it is a gnarly. Cable side laterals. This is a unilateral movement. 5 by 10, no rest. So we are going for maximum amount of pump and volume. You could absolutely just stand here and bring the cable up right here. But I find that the more you get tired, the more you're gonna start cheating and bending and coming forward. And so you wanna try to keep the movement as strict as possible. And so what I like to do is hang on to a rail, and I like to get a little bit of a lean, okay? So about 45 degrees, give or take. Keep the cable in front of you, and then you're gonna bring it up, and just like any side lateral, you're going to keep all of your joints in a line. So wrist, elbow, and shoulder joint are gonna come up in a line.
It's only water, it's either sink or swim. Can't hold back your light and expect to win. Gotta go harder.
Oh my God, is that a vein? Is that a vein? You guys, the pump. Okay, when I first started doing these, I was like seriously pissed because I couldn't do more than 5 pounds. Don't like get butt hurt if you have to go down in weight, okay? I want you to be smart. I had to suck it up, but 5 sets of 10 non-stop, you're not gonna wanna do a lot of weight. That is enough. Holy shenanigans. Need my amino synergy. Okay, so I'm not recovered, but we gotta move on. These are probably one of my favorite shoulder movements, only because I used to struggle quite a bit with my front delt. I still do. Naturally, I have a wide set collarbones, and I have like a little bit of the pointier shoulders. I've worked really hard to bring out the roundness in my shoulders, and front delt is one of the hardest areas for me to hit, so the front raises are really good for that. What I like to do is definitely use the mirror for this, because I like to be able to watch the movement, because I like to envision. The best way that I know how to describe this is like envision you knocking yourself up in the chin with the dumbbell. So on a front raise, you don't want to keep it too far out. That's going to be really hard on your joint. And to really get more of that front delt area, I like to bring it across the body. But you don't want to go too far across the body. So watching in the mirror, envisioning you knocking yourself up in the mirror right in the middle will keep it all in a good line, and that'll keep the focus right there on that front delt.
Oh baby, 'cause you got time to figure it out.
No, they're not bad. Not bad. So we are moving on to back. So I am going to do a seated cable row. Concentrate on pulling with my middle back and my lat. I'm gonna try to keep as straight and parallel as possible and just fully extend in the stretch. That doesn't mean coming all the way forward and then swinging it back. You really wanna focus on that mind to muscle connection. Make sure you get the appropriate weight. Because that was not right. Also, you'll notice I'm holding the grip in a neutral, then as I pull it back, I rotate it in. And that's just to kind of help it get a little bit more stretch down at the bottom. You can keep it out the entire time and not rotate it. It's totally up to you and where you feel it. But for me, this is how I can get that stretch.
It's either sink or swim. Can't hold back your light and expect to win. Gotta go harder. Oh, you've gotta learn. Don't suppress your fire, baby, let it burn. Nobody can take.
All right, guys, we are getting close to the end of this workout, so we are going to move on to arms. We've got triceps and biceps left, but for today I want to do the seated dips to keep that volume in there. Gonna do 3 working sets, and then on the last set we're gonna do a drop set. So then we're gonna drop the weight and pump out a few more reps. Make sure you buckle up. It's about to be a wild ride.
'Cause you're human. Sometimes it's gonna hurt, baby. Just let your tears fall down.
I used to have difficulty with this. I'm a little bit more shoulder dominant, so I have a tendency to do a lot of shrugging, which then is going to use the traps and not the arms. You'll find that as you're coming up, that your shoulders will start to come up. You want to try to keep those down and relax as much as possible and let the arm, what are these called? You want to let the arms come up and keeping the elbows tucked in a little bit more, because that's going to keep the focus on the tricep.
Just let your tears fall down. Don't need to worry about tomorrow, baby. 'Cause you got time to figure it out. It's only water.
All right, last movement of the day. We are going to hit the guns, curls for the girls. So we are doing a preacher curl. It helps me to get a full stretch at the bottom and really squeeze at the top. And because your elbows and arms are on a pad, it's keeping the movement super strict. For me, I have a tendency to cheat on free weight. I can get a little bit more focus and squeeze and mind to muscle connection, and that's what it's all about. Okay. All right, guys, that is a wrap on today's workout. This was my unilateral upper body day, and I wanted to share it with you guys and let you in on the different style of training that I've been doing lately. I hope that you can maybe take some of this, implement it into your training. Right now I'm training 4 days a week, 2 upper body, 2 lower body, and they are more focused on unilateral movements. So stay tuned, as I will be coming out with a lower body unilateral leg day. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Of course, don't forget to thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you can stay tuned for more. See you guys next time.
Sometimes it's gonna hurt, baby. Just let your tears fall down.